We're going to leave Alabama today.
What did you think of Alabama?
I feel that the region really started in northern Florida. Whenever we speak to people, and a lot of the people we spoke to who wasn't on camera, I tend to ask the same things, you know, like, what's it like living here? Is it a nice place to do stuff? And I think more than any other place, people have just answered, well, I've always lived here. But when I speak to people, I tend to say that just because it's true, America is a great country. We've been travelling around it. It's a wonderful place, and I believe that, so I say it. And I get the feeling here, more than anywhere else, that people just didn't know what I was talking about. We've seen a lot of poverty here. Even though people weren't rude, they're quite reserved here. It's quite hard to really connect with people and chat. They weren't that chatty. There's a lot of churches here, a lot of different denominations for the amount of people who are here. It doesn't seem there are that many people. The other thing I notice is there are a lot of psychic reading and tarot card places. I wasn't expecting that. More than any other state, they seem to be into that sort of thing.
Confederate flag.
Something that might be a stereotype that isn't true is the place isn't covered in Confederate flags. I know we just passed one, but we've seen about 3 or 4. They're mainly on cars rather than being proudly displayed on buildings. And we haven't been on interstates at all. So that isn't the thing here, as far as I can tell. So the road hugs the border.
Is Alabama or Tennessee?
So that house is in a different state than the houses over there.
That is quite weird. Yes, we are travelling and we were wondering, is your house in Tennessee or Alabama?
Tennessee.
So this is Tennessee.
That's Alabama.
That's Alabama.
But you have the same phone numbers, because that says 256 at the beginning of their telephone number. So the people here have the 256 as their telephone number?
931 over here.
Right.
931, okay.
256.
Oh, okay. We are in
Tennessee and a bit of Alabama.
You're in Alabama.
I'm in Alabama, Chris is in Tennessee.
Yeah.
This is a city that is directly on the border.
So we are in
Tennessee.
We're at the Welcome Centre. Which is the best state, Tennessee or Alabama?
In a close call, Alabama. Very close call. Now look, Tennessee is great. I'm very pro-Tennessee.
Okay.
But you remember Thomas Jefferson, he said, my country is Virginia, but my country's Alabama, but Tennessee is my ally.
I see. Is that a thing? Are the states really like countries? Are they?
Only Alabamian.
Okay, only. Oh, okay, all right. We're also looking for somewhere to live in the United States. So.
Oh, well, you want to go to Alabama for that.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, there's just great stuff all over Tennessee. I love Alabama like I love my family. Guy there that was with the BBC.
Right.
And he said I was the first person he ever met who would just openly say, I wish the South had won. Right. He said, I've never heard anybody would say that. He said, I wondered if they thought it. I said, no, I wish it won. Yeah. And I said, I think of myself Alabamian first. See, I don't think it was a war over slavery. That's the first thing people say. You know that.
Right, we finally got to properly speak to someone from Alabama, but we had to cross into Tennessee to speak to him.
Oh, he was very nice. He's from Birmingham.
The petrol station's playing some sort of American ethnic music. Yeah. We're getting barbecue sandwiches. It's something called regular sauce. I don't know what this is. It's really some sort of roast pork, and you put things on it from here. Is this a common thing to have in Tennessee?
Yes, I'm actually an official pork judge myself.
Ah, right.
So, yeah, it's a huge thing down here. Pork, pig, pretty much pig. You can get your brisket. You got barbecue competitions everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know any of this.
Yeah, it's huge. Right, I'm from Kentucky, so I'm the state next up.
Oh, do they compete with Tennessee?
We compete with Tennessee. Each place is different. Like if you go down south into like Louisiana, down there it's like a spicy. You get spicy chipotle barbecue. The North Carolina, it's more of a sweet kind of barbecue. The farther north you go, it's more of like just a hickory wood taste. Man, it's everywhere.
So if you're nearer Mexico, you're going to get more chipotle. Is that right?
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
It's gonna burn you up.
Right. This is really nice. I like Tennessee already.
We are driving through Lewisburg, Tennessee, a small but well-kept place where people have nice houses and large yards. Nature changed again. There's a lot of this sort of thing.
It's quite hilly here. Brick houses. We're going to another garage sale. All sorts of things here. There's actually a Twilight board game. In Lewisburg, is this a good place to live?
It's a little small town, like a little country. What? We've been living here all our life, haven't we?
Yeah. We have longer summers than winter. I mean,
You have all 4 seasons.
Do you get hurricanes here?
Not here. We get tornadoes.
Oh, tornadoes.
How frequent or bad is that?
not every year.
So it's not like Oklahoma where they just come blowing through.
No,
like
not
that.
really.
I've never
No.
seen one.
We
We go
have-
to a town where one has been just to go see what it done. But
We
it's
have
very
had them
small.
here. People go hunting around here, and it's a sport.
Deer hunts.
Yeah, we got deer right here in this town, right here in city limits.
We've got some rich tea biscuits from England, and we're going to share them.
You usually dip them in tea, but I like them anyway. And they are rich tea biscuits, and they're imported from England.
And
You just took her biscuit.
this is for you.
That's good for diabetics. Not really sweet.
I'm not sure of that.
Cookies are, well, biscuits, cookies are real sweet.
But you have to be very careful when you dip it in your tea, because if you leave it too long, then it will drop in.
This is the centre of Lewisburg.
So we're going into Nashville. They have a genre of music called country. Driving's a bit lively here.
Buses.
This is a very busy city. There's a president from here called Andrew Johnson. And another bell. Jess, do your trick.
It works.
And another president called Andrew Jackson. Here's a statue of him riding a horse. This is the Tennessee State Capitol. That's with an O, not an A. This place is so busy that they have a policeman, as you can see behind, on every corner manually controlling the traffic lights to get the maximum number of people through the city. And that policeman there just told us that Nashville's a booming place and it has lots of things on. Oh, there's someone called The District.
Country music television. It would make sense that their headquarters is here.
They have a juvenile curfew here. I've not seen that before.
Public parking is 10 minutes for each quarter.
We saw one. Is that country music or was that something else?
Yeah, at least fun.
Well, it was a guitar. A man and a hat there. Let's get some whiskey. Can we get one Jack Daniels and a Coke for me, please? Thanks. I'm driving. By the way, is this country music? It is. Okay, so I'm listening to country music in Nashville. Lovely. Right.
You've never heard any country?
Might have heard bits on the radio at some point, but I've never really seen anyone play it.
So do you like it so far?
I think it's alright. Is there meant to be a drum?
A what?
I didn't realise they had
Oh,
drums.
well, normally they just do acoustic.
Right.
But they brought in, it's called a cajon, which is a square box.
Right.
So it's not so loud like drums, but it still gives the feel of the drums.
Let's do a couple songs that I wrote. Thank you for this one. Yes, she's lonely.
The parking's running out, so we'll have to go.
Tommy Hilfiger, hello.
What's it like living in Nashville?
It's lovely.
Yeah?
I love it here.
Are you a fan of country music?
Yes, sir.
How romantic. So we're going to have to go now, carry on further west. If you like country music, this is the place to come, because there's a Johnny Cash museum and all sorts of things. We recommend this for a very specific purpose. Actually, this city's doing very well.
Nashville seems like quite a big city. The sidewalk seems quite clean. It seems like quite a clean city. They take care of it, so good for you, Nashville.
I took a wrong turning, and instead of nipping to Walmart and back, we went on a 22-mile detour, and that's just not fun. If you make a slight mistake, then you can't leave the road for miles and miles. There was a junction, but it didn't have one of those mechanisms that allowed you to just turn around and go back on the way you came. For that reason, we're not moving to Tennessee. We might move to Tennessee, but I don't like this. I'm hungry.